Sophia. Long time no talk. I found your house.
No way. Claire? What do you mean you found my house?
It's already been 7 years since we last talked, hasn't it? But it felt like it's taken me 100 years to find it. You must have been really trying to hide from me.
What do you want with me this time? You have no idea of all the problems you caused me and my brother. You forced us out of the town that we grew up in. We were finally able to find and settle down in our new place. So what do you mean when you said you found us? Just stop bothering us. Leave us in peace.
Oh my! Have you forgotten? This all started because your brother, Clark, turned me down. This is his fault. He was the best-looking guy in our school. His looks matched so well with mine. He should have been grateful that I laid eyes on him. But he had the gall to say no to me. I shouldn't have ever given you orphans the chance to even get close to me. That's why I had to get rid of the both of you. You guys don't deserve to have me in your presence.
That was it? He rejected you, so then you turned into his stalker just to get revenge? And then you went and told everyone the complete opposite of the truth. Your lies ruined us.
That's right. He had the audacity to say no to me, so he had to leave. He can't make me look bad. Of course everyone would believe the words of an heiress over the likes of you. That's why I was able to kick you guys out of town.
Running us out of town should have been more than enough for you. Just leave us alone now.
Oh my! Is that how you treat an old friend? I took the time out to contact you personally. You should be thankful.
I have no idea what you're up to, but I'm not the person who I was back then.
Oh? What's that supposed to mean?
Don't think that I'll bow down to you just because you're an heiress.
Oh my! I see you've grown a backbone, but it's too late already.
What?
You see?
What is it? Just hurry up and say it. I don't have time for your games.
Wow, so impatient. Fine, I'll tell you. I'm going to steal your boyfriend.
Huh? What boyfriend? Who are you talking about? I live alone.
You can try all you want, but there's no point in lying to me. I know that you're living with your boyfriend in that apartment. Room 305.
What?
While you were at work, I hooked up with him in your bedroom. So, you see, it's over for you.
Why are you saying this?
Actually, that town you're in, my daddy opened up a branch office there, and he made me branch manager, so I moved there a while ago. On my first day in town, I spotted you. What luck! I followed you home. That's how I got your current address.
What are you thinking? That's so wrong.
Well, I had other things to do that day, so I just got your address and left. When I went there a few days later, I found out that you were living there with that good-looking boyfriend of yours.
I don't know what you mean by living with my boyfriend. Literally no clue. I'm going to move out of there as soon as I can.
Why would you do that?
I don't want you to know where I live.
Aw, come on. But I just found you. Don't leave so soon. Be my toy again. It will be like the old days when we were children.
Don't even joke like that. Sorry for the sudden message, Clark. Can I stay at your place tonight?
Hey, sis. What's up? Did something happen?
Claire found out where I live.
Oh, God.
She hasn't changed a bit. In fact, I think she leveled up in evilness. She was saying all these things that didn't make sense to me. I think she wants to pull me back into her life. Obviously, I want to avoid that at all costs. I'm just going to pack some of the things I need, then I'll take a taxi over to your place. I need a safe place to go. Please let me stay with you.
Of course. Whatever you need. Be careful on your way over. Make sure you're not being followed. Sophia, have you gotten into the taxi yet?
Yeah, I did. I'm in the taxi now.
Okay, then change your destination to Kathy's place.
Huh? Why Kathy's place?
Seems like she has a plan. For now, just tell the taxi driver to change where you're going to her place. Kathy even said that she will pay for your fare if you don't have enough money on you.
I have enough money, I think. I'll do as you say. Okay, I told the driver. Why is Kathy involved in all this?
Kathy came to my apartment after I got off the phone with you. I told her everything that happened to you today. She said that my place would be easier for that woman to find since I'm the only family that you have in town. So Kathy offered her place instead. I agree with her. That makes more sense.
We're in a tough situation, but I don't want to be a bother to your fiancé.
Just think of your safety first. Kathy wants to protect you too. She's willing to do anything to help you. We don't have much of a choice but to take Kathy's offer.
You're right. Please tell her that I'm grateful for her help.
I will. Kathy is on her way home now. She should be waiting for you by the time you get there.
Got it. Please thank her for me too.
I'll pass that message on to her.
My! After going on and then making that grand announcement, you didn't move places after all. Your boyfriend told me that you left for work like you normally do. If that's the case, I'm just going to have to sleep with your boyfriend again while you're at work. You know, at first I did it just to bother you, but your boyfriend is really good in bed. If this goes on, I'm going to get serious. I really am going to steal him from you. And then after that, I'll have no choice but to chase you out of this town too.
Claire? How should I put this?
Oh, it's you, Sophia. I had a great time with your boyfriend again this morning. Actually, I should say my boyfriend. He told me that I am way better than you. He also has plans on breaking up with you so that he could be with me. Just prepare yourself for that.
I really don't know whose place you're in or what you're doing. You're really misunderstanding the situation.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to say this again. I live alone. I have had boyfriends in the past, but I never lived with any of them. Moreover, I've been single for 2 years now. I think you made a mistake or misunderstood something, Claire.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to deny everything to shake me off of you. It's not going to work. My boyfriend says that he can't live without me now. He's going to go get his stuff from that apartment that you share and move in with me.
I see.
So, when you come home from work, don't be surprised when all his stuff is gone, okay? I'll help you move out of that building by telling stories about you to everyone there. And you know me. I love telling stories.
Do whatever you want. I already started the process for getting out of there. I don't plan on going back there anytime soon.
Oh, really? How long are you going to keep acting strong, and how far are you going to go with your lies? Well, that must be tiring.
Hey, Soph. We asked around about Claire.
What did you find out?
A lot of things, actually. None of them are good. I even found the guy who she thinks is your boyfriend.
Fantastic! But I wouldn't expect anything less from a person that works at a detective agency.
What I did is nothing compared to Kathy. She did all the work. Anyways, no time to get into that now. I'm heading over to where you are. But best not to meet directly at Kathy's house. We should go somewhere that is close by, just in case.
Kathy suggested a motel that is a few blocks away. We can get a room there.
That's a good idea. I'll see you there in about an hour. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Oh, Sophia! You got dumped by your boyfriend and now you have to live alone. Are you having fun yet?
Oh my! Well, look who it is. It's the heiress that is breaking all the compliancy rules at her father's company.
What?
You don't have anyone working under you. You're the only worker at this branch office, but you're still calling yourself the manager. We looked at your company homepage, and this branch office of yours isn't even listed. But you were put there because you're no use to your father's company. You were humiliated by the move. The stress was getting to you. But lucky for you and not me, you spotted me that day. So you decided to take your frustrations out by harassing me.
What? How?
How did I find out? That's my secret.
What are you? Did a few screws come loose after your boyfriend dumped you?
About that boyfriend you keep bringing up. By any chance, is his name Victor?
Yes, it is.
Then it's exactly as I thought.
What is it now? How could you not even remember your own boyfriend's name?
You said room 305, right?
Yes, I did. You're finally admitting that you lost to me.
I live in 305C. Victor lives with his girlfriend in another apartment. He lives in 305D.
What?
That building is a little different. Rooms A and B have separate entrances, but rooms C and D share the same entrance. A lot of people get confused.
So then...
Yep, exactly. When you followed me, you did see me go into 305. But when you came the next day, you saw Unit 4 first, so you assumed that was where I lived. Then you knocked on the door and Victor came out. Again, you assumed that he was my boyfriend. Did I get anything wrong?
How do you know? All the effort gone to waste. You're not even bothered.
That's right. I barely escaped from you, but a few days ago, I just moved into a new place.
No way. But you can't quit your job just because of this. I'll find you again eventually. Oh, don't tell me. You're unemployed now, aren't you? That must hurt since you have so much moving costs to pay. You deserve that.
Nope, I'm fine.
Why?
I work from home. All I need is a computer and internet. If I have both, I can work anywhere in the country.
What?
As for the moving costs, I only had a few months left in that apartment lease and was planning on moving anyway, so I had the money saved up for some time now. The only damage that I really received was the shock of getting a message from you after 7 years of silence and peace.
Where are you now?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I'm going to chase after you no matter where you go. I won't stop until I ruin you.
Do you really have the time to do all that?
Whatever. Just tell me where you are.
You don't have the freedom to do that, Claire.
Huh?
There are 2 pieces of bad news that I have to tell you.
What is it? Just spit it out already. I haven't got all day.
Okay, then here it is. Number 1. Victor, that man that you thought was my boyfriend and stole him from me, he gets super clingy to women.
Huh?
The girlfriend that he is living with now didn't know how to get rid of him. She tried many times to break up with him, but nothing seemed to work. Then you came along.
What? Wait.
The girlfriend is actually grateful for what you did. You got him off her back. Her exact words were, "There's nothing good about that clingy, negative, insanely jealous deadbeat guy. She can have him. Please thank her for getting him out of my life." End quote.
Negative? Deadbeat?
She also plans on getting out of there when she can. She's going to leave him to you to take care of.
Huh? Wait, that's not what I wanted. I didn't know that he was the kind of guy that he is. How come no one told me?
I only found out a while ago. I'm already telling you as quickly as I could.
You're so horrible.
Moving on to bad news number 2. My little brother Clark has a fiancée. Her name is Kathy.
What? Kathy?
You know her, don't you?
She can't be. The daughter of the president that owns my father's company. Kathy Nolan?
She's been supporting us for more than 5 years now. Ever since you ran us out of our hometown. But now she is like a little sister to me. And she also treats me like I'm her older sister. Soon we will be sisters-in-law as well. We are family. Out of nowhere, you shamelessly and pathetically popped up in front of us.
Pathetic?
Yes, pathetic. If only you didn't bother me, none of this would have happened.
What are you going on about?
You are, even if in name only, a branch manager.
I am. Are you jealous?
Not one bit. You haven't gotten any work done since you got here.
Huh?
The time you spent interfering with my life, as well as the time you spent with Victor, were all in the afternoon. Meaning during work hours. We have all the information we need to prove that. We sent that information to Kathy's father's company, as well as your father's company.
What? What do you think you're doing? What will I do if I'm fired?
I think it's already been decided that you will be fired. If you had done a good job here, you could have redeemed yourself in the company, but you let that chance go. In fact, you crushed that chance before it even came your way. Sounds like something you would do.
Save me! Help me! We've known each other for a very long time. We're more than just normal friends.
Are you hearing yourself right now? There's no way I would pick up. We won't ever see each other again. But I wish you happiness with your new deadbeat boyfriend.
No! No way!
From what my brother found out after that, Claire was fired. The only reason she was made branch manager was due to the fact that she was the president's daughter. But she didn't get any work done at all, so not even her father could help her. In fact, her father lost all faith in her and even renounced her as his daughter. While Victor, the deadbeat, useless man, became obsessed with Claire. Claire now has nowhere else to go, so now her and Victor are living together. To force Victor to work, they moved into a really cheap apartment that is only 200 yards from his part-time job. A job that he was finally hired to do. To make matters worse, Claire found out that she is pregnant. Of course, Victor is the father. Maybe it was the stress in the pregnancy, but Claire developed alopecia, and the little hair she had left started to turn white. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. You must have had a long day going out to meet your mom. How is she doing? Better than last time?
She's doing all right. Well, all right for her at least. Her back pain has gotten a lot worse than it used to be, though. She has to use a walker to get around now. I'm worried about her, especially after her hospitalization last month.
Still, she's lucky to have a son like you who comes to visit her often. If I were her, I'd feel a lot more at ease knowing you're there. She had another doctor's appointment today, right? Did you drive her there yourself?
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal on my part. Anything to help her out.
How late were you guys there?
Until just before noon. The appointment was bright and early.
That's not so bad. You must have made it back just in time for lunch. I bet she made you something good to eat. Are you chilling out at the house with her now?
Just sandwiches, nothing too fancy. And given her condition, I don't think I can completely chill out around her. But we have been talking about a few things. Like about what comes next for her.
What comes next for her? What do you mean by that?
Well, right now she isn't as sick as she could be. But her health overall is definitely on the decline. In a year or so, she probably won't be able to live on her own anymore. We even talked about potentially putting her in a home.
You're probably right. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's a difficult decision to make.
But to tell you the truth, Sarah, I was actually thinking about moving in with her.
What? Like you'll be moving in with her?
Actually, I guess I should say she'll be moving in with us. I'm going to help her get settled in here tomorrow. Could you tidy up the house a bit for her arrival? Your help is really gonna mean a lot to us, you know.
Huh? Wait, hold on a second. She's coming tomorrow? And you're not moving in with her, but she's moving in with us. Not the other way around?
Yeah, that's what I said. I had her things shipped to our house. They're on the way now. Tomorrow's gonna be the first day of our new life together. The three of us.
Whoa. Slow down there. You've already mailed her stuff over? Without even asking me first?
Hey, calm down, honey. She really needs the help. I want us to do what we can for her. She's family, after all.
But this is coming completely out of nowhere.
And what about it?
You can't just tell me you're moving my stepmother into my house tomorrow without any kind of warning. Couldn't you have at least asked me first? It's crazy that you'd hide something huge like that from me.
Well, clearly you would have gotten mad if I told you beforehand.
This is something we're supposed to decide on together. This is my home too, you know. Do we even have enough space to fit 3 people in here?
It's too late for us to change our minds now. All her stuff is already on its way here. I can't just wave my hand and magically have it all sent back.
You are being way too pushy right now. Telling me a day in advance doesn't even give me time to clean the apartment.
I've been telling you, she can't live on her own anymore. Someone has to step up and help her. And despite all the help she needs in her old age, somehow I knew you'd still say no.
So you're telling me your plan was to move her in before I could say no? How long have you been planning this anyway? Weeks? Months?
Something like that.
Well, I guess that's how long it would take. This isn't the kind of thing you can just decide the day before, after all.
If you really want to know so badly, Mom has been saying she wants to live with us for maybe 6 months now. By the time she was hospitalized last month, I'd already made up my mind. I realized that this way would be better for her.
Seriously? It's been that long? And you never mentioned a single word of this to me. This is unbelievable of you, Nate.
So you're telling me to abandon my mother just like that? Even though I'm her son and she needs our help?
You know that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, how could you decide something this big without even asking me?
I already know there's bad blood between you and her. But as my wife, it's your responsibility to come to your mother-in-law's aid when she needs your help.
I bet you're doing this just to make things easier for yourself, not because you want to help her. You get home from work and don't even offer to wash a plate or two. All you do is grumble and go straight for the couch. You just want to force all the work onto me because it's easier for you.
I'm not getting any younger, Sarah. All this hard work I'm doing is going to start taking its toll on me. This is what you signed up for when we got married, isn't it? Be a good wife and help me out a little here. Now that it's our responsibility to take care of my mother, I'm going to need your help more than ever around here.
And now I'm supposed to sacrifice my sanity so your mom can laze around the house too? Even though I have a job too? I barely have enough time to balance my job and all of our chores. I don't have enough hours in the day to care for your mom on top of all of that.
Oh, please. Contract work isn't even real work. I bet you barely even do any work on an average day, do you? Sacrifice is a big overstatement.
I'm not overstating anything here. If your mom comes to live with us, you're just going to dump all of the menial tasks onto me alone. Even though you're going to be living with us too, I bet you don't even plan on helping out in the slightest.
Of course I don't. Don't you know I'm busy with work? Someone here has to keep us fed, you know.
Then I don't want her moving in with us after all.
Is it really something to make such a big fuss about, Sarah? That's so cold of you. It's not like you at all. I bet you're the only wife in the world that would oppose this so aggressively.
I don't understand why you have to put all the blame on me for this. You're the one who went out and decided all of this on your own in the first place, so all of the blame ought to be on you. I might have actually considered letting her live with us if you just asked me beforehand.
Just drop it already, Sarah. Her stuff is already on the way. She even terminated the lease on her apartment already.
This is all just absurd. You're being completely insane. You know that? Do you even realize that?
Mom's going to be here tomorrow evening at the earliest, just so you know.
Where is she even going to sleep? We don't have a spare room we can put her in.
We're taking the office room and converting it to her room. Have everything in there tidy and ready for her by the time she gets here.
Oh, so your idea of getting ready for her arrival was to let me do all of it myself? Did you forget that that's my home office we're changing into her room?
You can just do it in the living room instead.
So you're going to take away my workspace too? Screw you!
Quit complaining about every little thing. It's all set in stone now, so just shut your mouth and get the place ready for her arrival.
I'm not going to accept this forced roommate situation sitting down, you know.
It doesn't matter if you take it sitting down or make a fuss about it. It's already been decided on either way. Mom says she'll be here around 7 tonight. Get the house ready, okay?
You've got it.
Oh, sounds like your attitude has done a 180. Of course, it only takes you a day to get over yourself.
Yep, I've made up my mind.
Glad to hear it. Did Mom's stuff get mailed here yet?
It's here. I just mailed off my stuff too. Nice knowing you, Nate.
What? Where are you sending your things off to all of a sudden? Just where do you even plan on going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going back to my parents' house. I've already made up my mind, so there's no use in complaining, right?
Hey, don't even think about running away all of a sudden. Got it?
The taxi is already on its way, Nate. Ciao!
You'd better not take one step outside that door. You got that, Sarah?
And what business do you think you have in the matter?
I'm asking you why you're suddenly deciding to leave. Are you out of your mind?
I got tired of you making all of the decisions by yourself. That's all. So I decided I'm going back to live with my parents. If you need someone to help your mom so badly, then do it yourself.
Wait. Just hold on a second, okay? You aren't really going back to your parents' house, are you?
I'm serious, you know. I really am going back. Make sure you let your mom know when she gets here, okay? Why don't you tell her I have no intention of becoming a mere housekeeper for you or your son? You can quote me on that, too.
How dare you say that to me? Do you have any idea how mad she'll get if I tell her that? She's been so overjoyed thinking that she'd get to stay with both of us after all.
I don't care whether or not she gets mad. After all, I've got nothing to do with the situation anymore.
Do you really want to make her hate you? Is that fine with you?
My relationship with your mother doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I'm not going to try and bend over backwards to please her, and I don't care if she blows a fuse about it.
You can't just say that, Sarah. Even if you want nothing to do with her, at the end of the day, she's my mother. She's part of your family too, not just mine.
That doesn't matter to me either. Frankly, I don't consider either of you to be my family anymore. It's not like we're blood related after all. I'm just going back to being another stranger to you guys.
Don't go acting like you're suddenly in the right here. When you go back home and your parents find out why you left, you'll be a laughingstock, you know. They'll laugh at how spineless of a person you are, having left for such a silly reason.
Sorry, I don't think I understand. Who's going to be laughing at me here? I already told my mom all about the situation, and she's completely on my side, you know. She said it's ridiculous for you to force me to live alongside your mother of all people, especially without telling me first.
Are you serious?
And this isn't the first time I've had problems with you and your mother either. Your mom is an evil stepmother type, you know. She's put me down enough times in the past. And you know this isn't the first time you've gone ahead and made a big decision on your own without letting me know beforehand.
It isn't. I can't remember anything like that.
You don't remember? Buying an expensive car, deciding our wedding venue. You decided those things without saying a word to me beforehand, didn't you? I decided to overlook those incidents until now, you know, because I wanted to make it work between me and you. But this time, I really can't let it go.
Who knew women could be so heartless towards their mother-in-laws? I thought you were supposed to be the fairer sex. At least forgive this one little thing, won't you?
Seriously? Is it really surprising that I'm packing up and going back home after all of this? This whole situation is absurd no matter how you look at it.
Is it now?
A wife having to live with her mother-in-law is a touchy subject at best for anyone with a shred of sanity. But moving her in without telling me and expecting me to be cool with it after the fact is seriously unheard of. If anyone here is in a position to make complaints, it definitely isn't you.
Geez, I get it. You're pissed at me. Clearly, I can't get a single word through to you. Why don't you head back home for a bit to cool off?
You're the one who needs to cool off here.
Well, gee, Sarah, I'm pretty sure that's your fault for talking down to me this whole time. Is it really that unreasonable that I'd get a little angry too? Just go home and spend some time with your parents until you're able to think clearly again. And come back home soon. Got it? Sarah, what the hell did you do?
What do you mean?
The house.
Oh, that. I assume you just got back. I bet you've seen everything by now then.
The closet is completely empty. Not just that, but stuff is missing all over the place too. Where the hell did you put everything?
Come on, Nate. We've already been through this, haven't we? I shipped all of my things back to my parents' house, dummy.
Just how much of our stuff were you planning on taking back with you?
How much stuff? Good question. I mean, it's not like I ever plan on going back there anyway, right?
Huh. Wait. So that's what you meant by going back home? You meant, like, permanently?
Of course. What did you think I meant?
I was certain you'd meant you'd be gone overnight, or maybe a day at most. You're not actually thinking of breaking up with me, are you?
I sure am.
That's how far you're planning on going with this whole thing? Even if you're a little mad about it, this definitely isn't something that would warrant us breaking up.
Clearly, you don't understand just how mad I am about this situation. You want to know how mad I am? I'm so mad I never want to see your face ever again.
Whoa, calm down there, Sarah. If you decide to divorce me over this, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. You hear me?
I think the one who's going to be regretting their actions here is you, not me. Are you really prepared to take care of your mother the way you promised her you would?
You really can't leave me like this, Sarah. I don't know how to keep the house in check like you do. I can't even cook a basic meal for myself. I planned this entire arrangement around you being there to help us out. Without you here, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Wow. So your plan this whole time really was to push all of the work onto me, huh? In case you forgot, the one who invited her to stay with us in the first place was you, Nate. You're an adult, aren't you? Figure it out on your own.
So what am I supposed to tell the poor woman, huh?
Just be honest and own up to the mistake you've made. Tell her, I acted selfishly without telling Sarah and made her really mad, and now she's thrown me to the curb.
There's no way I can say that to her face. What the hell are you thinking? Getting selfish all of a sudden and leaving me like this. I've made all these arrangements and sunk all this money into this plan, and now it's falling apart just like that.
You have been acting selfish ever since I met you, Nate. I think I've earned a moment of selfishness for myself. Just this once.
Sarah, please, pick up your phone. I'm begging you, so please hurry up and get back here already. I'll do anything, I swear.
Well, aren't you desperate? Your mom should have already walked through the door by now, right? What did she have to say about all of this?
She slapped me in the face just now.
You're joking! Oh my god! Did she actually? Oh, I'm dead.
She was practically skipping with joy to the door. Then she came inside, saw you weren't there, and figured everything else out on her own. She started shaking.
I bet she thought her life in paradise with you and me was just about to begin. It's just too bad that the person who was supposed to magically make it all work out wasn't there.
Yeah, it is too bad. Please, just come home already. I'm on my hands and knees here. Just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
I wouldn't dream of stepping foot back in there.
But why? I don't understand.
How many times are you going to make me repeat myself, Nate? I'm deeply disappointed in you.
You can't.
Seriously, just cancel your living arrangement with her. You clearly can't handle it on your own, and that'll fix the problem, won't it?
But she already terminated her lease at her old apartment. She doesn't have anywhere else she can go. I can't just put her up in a hotel all by herself, and I don't have the money to do so anyway.
Well, then I guess there's no other way around it. Taking care of her is your only option left. Better start learning how to run the washing machine.
It's impossible for us to make a living together, just the two of us. I can't afford to keep both of us fed with my income alone, and she's too sick to go out and get a job herself. This would all be fixed in an instant if you'd just come home. I really will do anything in the world. I promise.
If you're trying to get me to feel sorry for you, it's not working. I'm not moved by your performance in the slightest.
There's no way you could go off and live on your own without me all of a sudden, right? It's not like you can live at your parents' house forever. What are you even going to do from now on?
Well, I suppose you're right. Living alone would be pretty difficult for me. That might be the first true thing you've said all night.
So you agree? You agree that divorcing me is too crazy of a decision? Hurry up and come back home to me, babe.
But if I had to choose between living with you two and living on my own, I'd pick the latter any day. That, and unlike you, I'm well prepared for the change. I talked with one of the higher-ups at my company, and they're promoting me from a contractor to a full-time employee.
What? You've got to be lying.
All of this was decided even before I chose to move. Plus, remember my grandma who passed away 5 years ago? I'm going to be living in her house from now on. There's a couple of renovations I'll have to have done to the place before I can move in proper, so I'll be staying with my parents for a little while in the meantime.
This is all too much for me to take in just one day. So you've had all that prepared this whole time?
I am simply following in your footsteps. I think you've got the message by now, but I have zero intention of ever coming back.
Sarah, I understand now that you're really mad. I'm really sorry.
Great! Don't care.
I'm repenting for my behavior. I'm sorry I tried to move my mother in without telling you first.
This isn't the first time you've tried to force having your way of things, you know. It's happened again and again, and now you're in this mess because of it. You have completely thrown my opinion to the wayside time and time again in order to get what you want.
I'm sorry for everything, okay? I've been totally in the wrong. I regret it. I really do.
You're only apologizing to me now after all this mess. Are you genuinely sorry about what you've done, or are you just saying that to get me back on your side?
I'm genuinely sorry. I really, really am. If you just come back home to me, I'll kick my mom out, okay? Then everything will be all better, right? Right?
Kick your mom out? Would you really?
The most important thing to me is you, my wife. I finally realized that. My eyes are open wide and clear now. You could have said no to me moving that woman in, and I would have been okay with it from the start.
But you just told me she has nowhere else to go now that she's moved out of her apartment. Is she really going to be okay if you do that?
You're more important to me than my mom.
Oh, really? So what you're saying is that you would gladly kick your mom out onto the streets in order to save your own skin. You would really rather destroy your relationship with your own mother than lose me, your live-in housekeeper?
No, that's not it at all.
It's all right, Nate, really. You don't have to hide your true self from me anymore. I understand everything you're saying. Now I know so much more about you.
If you really understood how I felt right now, then you'd forgive me.
I see what you're saying. Coming back home to just you and me doesn't sound so bad.
Great. So you'll forgive me then after all?
It doesn't sound so bad, but I still don't feel like forgiving you.
But why? Damn it. No matter what I do, there's no way my mom can stay with me.
In any case, you lack the necessary skills to keep yourself alive, so you might as well keep your mom around and let her take care of you. Although she'd probably be disappointed knowing she raised a son who doesn't even know how to sweep a floor or change his own sheets properly.
She's not just going to be disappointed in me. She's going to tell me this isn't what she'd agreed on, and then I'll never hear the end of it.
It might put a strain on you two's relationship. But if her finding out that's the way you are puts that much of a crack in your relationship, then that means she must have trusted you an awful lot in the first place.
You're talking as if this doesn't affect you at all.
That's because it doesn't anymore. Oh, and by the way, you should expect something to come in the mail for you soon. I sure hope it doesn't take long.
What are you sending me?
Divorce papers. They don't just need my signature, you know. They should be arriving any day now. Your help is really gonna mean a lot to me, you know.
I don't want this at all. There's no way I am going to open that envelope.
Quit your whining, will you? If you really want to make your mom's life that much easier, then do it yourself. It doesn't matter if you take it sitting down or make a fuss about it. It's already been decided on either way. After that, Nate gave up on trying to persuade me, and he and his mother began a new life with just the two of them. However, she complained that the arrangement wasn't what she had agreed on, and he never heard the end of it from her. She grated at him every day through small comments and gripes, and eventually a rift formed between the two, leaving a strain on their relationship. Nate, who was only ever good at his job and was useless around the house, left all of the chores to his mother. To make matters worse, Nate couldn't escape his mother's constant complaints at home, so now he stays away from the house as much as he can. Although his mother thought her life would become easier if she moved in with her son, once she did so, the burden of housework was placed entirely on her. At the same time, her dissatisfaction grew with each coming day, and now the two share nothing but open hostilities with each other. As for me, I moved out of my parents' house 6 months later. The house I'm living in now is a bit on the older side, but it's located in a really nice neighborhood, so overall it's very livable. I also had a few renovations done around the house, so its age isn't a problem at all. As for work, I got a full-time position at my old job, and now I'm working around the clock. Truth is,
I'd been voicing my desire to have them take me on full-time for a while now. So when I finally went and talked to one of my higher-ups about it, everything seemed to fall right into place. Back when I was married, I was fine with just having contract jobs. But who knew something like this would have happened? At work, they're always talking about how forwardness and consulting your teammates is important to keep things running smoothly. And personally, I think that's important in relationships, too. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please press the like button.
Hey, Maria. I'm gonna cut to the chase, but how are you and Joseph doing?
Long time no talk, Amy. Are you talking about what our lives are like after the marriage?
Yep, that's right. Just checking in to see if my favorite brother is getting along well with his wife is all. And I know you two are living at Mom's house at the moment while your house is being built. So I just wanted to know if you were both doing okay financially.
Oh, thanks for the concern. But we've been doing great these days. And your parents have been very nice to the both of us.
Oh, I gotcha. I'm almost jealous at how well married life is going for you.
Oh, is something wrong, Amy?
Well, you see, I got divorced recently.
Wait, seriously? You got divorced?
Is it that hard to believe? Super recent news, actually. We went official with it last night.
Yesterday? God, I didn't expect it to be so recent.
I'll stop beating around the bush. I got kicked out from my ex-husband's house and I don't really have anywhere to go. So I was thinking about going back to Mom's place where you're staying at the moment.
He kicked you out just like that? For no reason? Jesus, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Look, I suppose it could always be worse. I'd love to go back home right now, but I don't really want to overload the house with you two staying there and all. So I'm in a bit of a pickle.
Right. I suppose I'm currently using the room which you used to use.
Sorry that it was a glum way to ask, but I suppose I just wanted to see if you and Joseph were doing all right. Like, if you weren't, I could have just switched places with you and used that room. But I guess there isn't much I can do if you two are getting along well.
Right, yeah. Sorry for making this difficult.
Oh, don't worry about it, Maria. I'm glad you're getting along with Mom and Dad.
So, what do you plan on doing? I mean, like, in terms of where you'll be living until you sort all of this out. Do you have a friend you can stay with?
Yeah, nope. Nothing comes to mind. I told you, I've got nowhere to go right now.
Well, you have to live somewhere, right? Surely there's someone you can get in touch with.
I suppose there's one thing I could do. I suppose you'd both have to leave and stop living there.
What do you mean?
I was originally planning to take your place if you weren't getting along with my parents, but I suppose it doesn't make much difference if you are getting along. I guess I'll just have to force you both out. I'll be dropping by later today.
Hold on a second. I'm sure we can work something else out, right?
Besides, you're staying in what used to be my room, remember? So I think I get first priority when it comes to having a place to sleep. I'd clean out that room ASAP if I was you.
I think you need to take a step back here. We can work something out, but this is a little too sudden. It'll take a few days at least to organize everything I have here.
Look, I hate doing this to you, but I don't really have a choice right now. And I'll say this again, but that was my room. It's a little weird that you're getting prioritized right now, don't you think?
I get what you have to say, but…
Well, chop chop. That room won't clean itself out. Shoot me a text when you're done.
Hey, Barbara. Do you have a second? Is something wrong? I'm surprised you're texting me at the moment. Aren't you at work?
Well, you see, there's a bit of an emergency.
Did you hear about the news from Amy? No. Did something happen? She hasn't contacted me today. Well, I just got a message from her just now. Apparently, she got a divorce with her husband. She divorced her husband? That's the first time I'm hearing this. Oh, so it's safe to assume that you haven't heard about the situation with her coming home, right? She doesn't have anywhere to stay at the moment since she was kicked out by her husband. and she wants to come back and stay for a while. As in, come back to stay at our house? I really had no idea. I wasn't expecting this to happen. This is all really out of the blue. We don't have enough beds for her to stay over. Right, I was thinking the same thing. So maybe it really is the best choice for Joseph and I to leave for a little while. You're planning on leaving? Hold on. Is that what Amy told you to do? Well, it was a suggestion. And I'd love to help your daughter out, but it's a little sudden for me to just leave. So I thought I'd message you in order to figure out what we can do about this whole situation. Right. Well, I'm glad you told me instead of panicking about it all by yourself. Thank you for letting me know, Maria. I'm happy that you trust me like your own mother. So I suppose we should work out what to do about this situation. We shouldn't just rush to conclusions and have you leave the house just yet. Are you sure? If we need to leave, we can always work out other places to stay temporarily. Don't be silly, dear. Don't worry about Amy. I'm sure we can work something out. But then where will Amy be staying? Well, she has the money, so I'm sure she can find a place to stay for the time being. Besides, she's been an absolute handful in the past. She left on her own accord, even though we were against it, saying she could look after herself, so I don't know why we should welcome her back so casually. Wait, did something happen? Oh, it happened a while back. She had been living with us all the way into her adult life, but my husband got sick suddenly and had to be taken to hospital. And right at the same time, I hurt my knee doing yoga. Then Amy, out of nowhere, told us that she'd be leaving the day after. She said she didn't want to keep being a personal driver, driving me and my husband up and back to the hospital all the time. She said that? We weren't even planning to keep asking her to drive for us at all. I was going to ask a family friend of ours to drive us when we needed to go. But of course, Amy had to jump to conclusions and think we'd keep asking her for help. Who'd have thought she'd leave just like that? She never paid for her own food or rent, and I had to do all of her laundry and cleaning. I had no idea any of that happened. And then, after both me and my husband got better, Joseph started living with us when he got a new job in the area. And then you two got married. We're just so grateful that the two of you have been helping us out throughout these past few months. Oh, don't mention it, Barbara. We should be the ones thanking you for letting us stay with you. I'm not particularly good at housework, so I'm very thankful that you help us out in that regard. Looks like we appreciate each other's assistance. I see you as my own daughter, Maria. So there's absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of living here with us. I'll sort everything out with Amy myself. I'd appreciate that. Well, I'm sorry for pushing this onto you, but I'll let you sort out Amy's situation. Amy, please open the door. I've been locked out. Oh, keep quiet. Stop banging on the door. You're going to annoy the neighbors. Well, I wouldn't have to bang on the door if you didn't push me out of the house. You woke me up and made it seem like there was an emergency. It's my day off, you know. You didn't have to shake me awake and kick me out like that. You had 3 days to leave and you didn't. So I had to take it into my own hands. You did this to yourself. What are you talking about? I specifically told you to leave ASAP. You didn't get back to me in 3 days. You know what I had to do for the past 3 days? I had to sleep on my friend's couch. I'm sorry to hear that, but we never came to an agreement that I'd be leaving or anything like that. We did. I told you to leave, and what I say goes, especially when it's to do with my own room. Why do I have to live without a house when there's a perfectly good home here? That's why I have to do what I did. I did nothing wrong. Amy, what's gotten into you? Let's talk this over. This is obviously not the way to sort this out.
How can I be calm in a situation like this? I got a text from Mom last night. You know what she told me? That you four were enjoying your time staying together in this house and that I wasn't welcome home. You expect me to be calm after hearing something like that?
But I heard what you did from your mother. You abandoned both of your parents when they needed immediate help, didn't you? I'm not trying to take sides, but I understand why your mom would react that way.
Hold on. I'm her biological daughter. Why would she prioritize some random girl that my brother just so happened to marry? I literally have nowhere to go after a horrible event happened to me.
Again, I'm sorry that's happened to you, but I don't appreciate you taking it all out on me.
I don't know what you did to my mom to deceive her, but you're evil. What parent doesn't take care of their own daughter? You must have made up some awful things about me to her. Though I guess I heard other things about how awful you are as a human.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, don't worry. I know it all. It seems like you haven't been working after getting married. You don't ever leave the house and you're a shut-in, aren't you? The neighbors don't think too highly of you.
Wait, really? Where did you hear that from?
When I was coming home, I heard a few ladies gossip about you outside. And I heard it all. I heard that you're bad at cooking, too. I bet you ask Mom to do all the household chores while you're at it. You must be living an amazing life being a stay-at-home wife that does nothing all day.
Absolutely none of that is true. I'm not just sitting on the couch all day. I work very hard, both at my job and around the house.
Oh, do you? Tell me. I'd love to know more about it. I wonder what lie you're going to come up with.
It's not a lie at all. I don't know what you heard, but it's very much incorrect.
For a girl that looks so innocent, you sure are a dirty liar. I was originally happy that you were living with Mom and Dad, but you're actually just a freeloader that just lounges around at their place.
Amy, stop with this. It's not funny and you're completely wrong. Like I said, I don't know what you heard, but I'm telling you none of it is true. I'll explain it all, so please let me in.
I won't ever allow a bum like you to wander into my house. Today's your last day of being a bum and doing nothing, you hear me? Now I finally get to enjoy some peace and quiet.
What do you mean?
Well, I went through a ton with that divorce. I just wanted to let all that frustration out and sleep it off. But for my brother's wife to be a lazy freeloader of all things, why was I the one that had to live like a homeless person these past few days? I quit my job because of all of this too. So it seems like it's my turn to lounge about.
You quit your job, Amy? Why would you do that?
I sure did. I thought now was the perfect time for a fresh new start. I deserve a little rest before I look for a new job though, don't you think? I think I'll enjoy all of the perks you had been taking for granted up until now.
Are you serious? That was really a bad decision.
I'm the only one that should be allowed to get spoiled from my mom. You've had enough fun. So come to terms with the fact that you're out of here. I'm not letting you back in.
Amy, please just listen to everything that I have to say. I have been working all this time.
Your neighbors have told me that you never even leave this house. Why would you ever think I believe you? You've taken way too many things for granted. So it's my turn to experience all of those things that you've been enjoying. Get out of my sight already. It's my turn to enjoy being a freeloader, all while being spoiled by my own parents now.
Well, it seems like we'll all be leaving then.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it seems like you don't want to listen to me, so I'm done. If you insist that you want to stay here while doing no work for it, then we'll all just be leaving. I'm not just talking about me and Joseph either. The whole family is coming with me.
You've clearly lost your mind.
We'll see. I've been texting your mom this whole time, and it seems like she finally just saw my texts. She's been with your father who went for a checkup this morning. So I'll be heading over there to discuss where we'll move to going forward.
Wait, hold on. You're not making any sense. What do you mean? Where will you be moving to?
I did consider leaving with Joseph briefly, but after seeing how awful you are, I figure it'd be horrible to Barbara if she had to deal with you. So I'm going to take responsibility and deal with it myself.
Wait, answer me! What are you on about?
I'm saying that you can live in that house all by yourself now. I don't know how you'd be able to pay your rent without a job, but I suppose that's your problem to work out.
Tell me what's happening, for God's sake! Where do you plan on taking my parents? They're my parents. Why do you think you have any right to take them away from their own daughter?
You should know by now we're in the process of building a new house. In fact, I just got a call from the contractor and it should be done within the next week. We'll be able to move in no time. Obviously, I won't be telling you the address, though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, that's what Barbara wanted to do after all. She told me that if I was going to leave the house because of this whole situation, then they'd both tag along too. And she specifically told me not to tell you where we'd moved to.
How dare you? You guys are being so unfair to me.
Well, you've locked me out here, so I'll tell you through text. That I'm not a freeloader at all. I've been working freelance ever since I've been living here.
You do freelancing? I bet you barely make any money though.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Everything I do is online and I definitely make more than you. So I'd appreciate it if people like you who don't have a job at this point would stop calling me a freeloader.
You're telling me you have a stable income?
Oh, absolutely. Your mom appreciates the fact that I work every single day from home, and that's exactly why she takes care of most of the housework.
No way. I don't believe it.
I do feel bad that I've left her to do most of the housework, but just know that I have been paying for the majority of the expenses in the household. Like I said, I make a lot more money than you did. I can afford to pay for your parents' expenses. Your mom does the housework and I spend my hard-earned money on the groceries and other necessities. We've been doing that ever since I moved in, and it has been going very well.
You're kidding me.
Oh, it's all the truth. Even my husband doesn't make as much as I do. In fact, I've completely taken over payments for this house for the time being. It's my way of showing appreciation for letting us stay here.
No way. You make that much money? But didn't you just buy a house too? Why are you paying for everything?
Because I have the money and I want to help out. It's the least I could do after everything your parents have done for us. I'm sure that's a really crazy concept for your little brain to try and process. You're used to only thinking about yourself. Being selfless just isn't part of your character.
You know what? I don't believe you. You're just trying to act tough. Just because you pay for everything doesn't make you the owner of the house. My parents still own it, which means my room is still my room. You don't have any right to be here. This is our house, and there's nothing you can do to change that.
Funny you should mention that. Your mom just got back to me. She just gave me the green light to help her put this house on the market. So, yes, there is something I can do about it, which is help your mom sell it.
What? No way!
Well, I need to go now. I have many documents I need to work on, from selling this house to finding a new one. That house will be someone else's property soon, but for the time being, you're welcome to stay there. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Maria! Are you guys seriously selling the house? Someone asking about the property just came to the door. He said he was from the real estate agency asking to see the inside of the house.
Oh, yep. All the documents are done. Your mom told me to do whatever it takes to sell the house as soon as possible. She put me in charge of everything.
No way.
So I wouldn't advise getting in the way of that man when he comes back later again today. I think he's going to be bringing some possible buyers with him. Though I did hear from the agency that the properties in this area have gone up quite a bit in the past few years. Great news, right? Your mom will be getting way more than she originally thought for it.
Why would I care about that? It's not like I'm getting any of that money.
She already said she's gonna buy us all new furniture for our new place. Isn't that nice of her? Oh, by the way, our move-in date is in 3 days. We're gonna need you out of there before then because we're handing over the keys to the realtor for now.
What? That's too soon. Look, Maria, I need to ask you a favor. Is there any chance you can send me some of that money you guys gained from this house?
Why would we ever do that?
Because my ex-husband got in contact with me and it seems like I need to pay my half of the divorce fees and I'm in a little bit of trouble.
That sure sounds like some bad luck.
I was planning on selling some of the things I left here before I moved out, but it seems like Mom and Dad didn't leave any of my belongings behind. Could you help me out?
No, absolutely not. You are completely out of touch with reality if you think we'd give you a dime.
Aw, come on. I'm your sister-in-law after all. I don't have a particular place I can stay at right now, but I can work that out myself. But that little extra bit of money will really go a long way, you see? So, what do you say?
I really don't know what to tell you. It's not even my money to begin with. Why are you even asking me? Why don't you try begging your mom for some money? If you get down on your hands and knees and kiss her feet, apologizing for everything, maybe she'll consider it for half a second. I wouldn't get your hopes up, though.
Oh, seriously? Great. Okay. I'll ask Mom directly then. You're right. I still don't even believe you have any money, so asking you is totally pointless. I'm sure it'll be a lot easier to get money off my own mother than a complete stranger. How could she say no?
Man, I'm actually starting to feel bad for how out of touch you are. Actually, don't even bother asking her. I just asked her for you. She said she wouldn't be giving you a single cent.
Why not? I am her daughter.
Amy, what did you expect? You know how she treated you when you asked if you could stay. Why would she suddenly help you out with finances all of a sudden?
Because she's my mother. She can't abandon her own daughter like this.
Well, she just did. She's with me right now, and she's been reading all of your messages since you started texting me. We're talking about finances right now, and I promise you, you haven't been brought up once. Oh, and by the way, your mom talked to your ex-husband. It seems like you were kicked out because you were cheating on him.
Why would my mom talk to him?
Well, your mom got suspicious that you never told her about the divorce and decided to get in contact with him herself.
Well, he's lying.
You selfishly cheated while you were in a happy marriage, and you expected to rock up to your mom's house and live there without any punishments? Then you were planning to get your own mom to pay for the divorce payments, even though you were the one that caused all of this? You need to stop being so immature and take care of your own responsibilities. I don't care where you learned that sort of thing, but it sure wasn't from someone as wonderful as your mother.
Wait, hold on. I'm really in a lot of trouble right now. I'll go apologize to Mom or whoever you want me to. But please lend me this money just this once.
What are you saying? We've already established that the money your mom's getting for this house is not for you. Just because she promised to get new furniture for us with that money doesn't mean you get anything.
You can't do this to me.
Well, the four of us will be living our best life. There's no need to worry about us. We'll definitely be saving all of that money that we have left over. Maybe we'll take a few trips overseas once in a while to treat ourselves. We don't want a situation to happen where we end up losing a place to live.
Wait, hold on. Are you just going to abandon me? My mom wouldn't just leave her only biological daughter to go bankrupt, would she?
It sure looks like it. Biological or not, there's one thing you need to understand. Unlike you, I didn't leave Barbara to fend for herself when she needed to go to the hospital. But you're just trying to act like family just so you can run away from your problems. And yet you wonder why Barbara likes me more than she cares for you. I wonder where it all went wrong.
Please, just wait!
Don't expect a parent to help you when you pushed them away out of your own life. If you were to treasure your own relationships more, you wouldn't have broken up with your ex-husband, and you would have had a loving, accepting family. I work as hard as I can to support the ones I love. I treat my family with respect and help them when they need it. I don't betray those that love me the most just because I'm too lazy to help them out.
This doesn't make any sense. Mom gave birth to me. Why is she favoring a nobody like you? Why is everyone treating me like dirt?
You need a taste of your own medicine, it seems like. Well, there's plenty of time to do reflecting. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that. I have more important things to do. Anyways, I don't intend to share with you the address where we'll be living from now on. So you better start figuring out how to look after yourself now that you're truly by yourself. Amy had nowhere to go and no one to rely on, and ended up running out of money. It seems she took out a loan in order to pay her ex-husband the money she owed. And she continued to work low-paying part-time jobs day in and day out in order to live in her cheap apartment by herself. I did hear that her mom goes up to check on Amy every now and then in terms of her lifestyle, but it seems like the only answer she gets is the fact that Amy is still deep in debt. In fact, it seems like she's even more in debt than she started off with, which means she may need to figure something else out moving forward. Though I think at this point, her mom has given up on her altogether. I wouldn't be surprised if she stopped checking up on her anytime soon.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more. See you next time. Hey, Emily. I ran into your boyfriend by chance this morning.
You did? Where did you see him?
Not too far away from my office building. I saw him through the window while at the lobby.
Really? Your office is down 10th Avenue, isn't it? That's weird. What was he doing there?
How would I know? He's not my boyfriend. I just saw him and thought he looked familiar. I didn't really try to talk to him or anything. He seemed kind of busy. And I was about to head into work. Should I have asked him what he was doing?
No, you're right. You don't need to go that far. Was he with someone?
I'm not too sure. But don't think I saw him with anyone else.
Huh. Well, okay then. Thanks for telling me.
You okay? You seem to be bothered about something. What's wrong?
Does it seem that way?
Nothing gets past me. If there's something bothering you, you can try talking to me about it, you know?
I think you might be overthinking things. Don't worry. I'm sure it's not whatever you think it is.
Are you sure about that? Oops. Did I accidentally set off an alarm bell or something? I'm sorry about that. I couldn't help myself.
Why would you set off an alarm bell? What are you trying to get at exactly?
I didn't want to lie to you, but actually...
Let me guess. Now you're going to say you actually did see him with someone, right?
Huh? So you actually knew? Was my lie too obvious?
I have to admit, you kind of gave off the feeling that he wasn't alone, so I kind of guessed you weren't being completely truthful. Not to mention, you were acting pretty wishy-washy about it. And usually, you wouldn't go out of your way to report this kind of trivial thing, would you?
You know me too well. As your very good friend, I just want to look out for you. But don't fret. He wasn't acting suspicious or anything. Also, I wasn't trying to imply anything bad either. I'm sure he's being a good boy.
What do you mean by that?
What I'm trying to say is... I don't want to be responsible for causing any friction in your relationship with Marshall.
What?
Me telling you this wasn't supposed to be something that hurt your feelings or anything. I'm just trying to be there for my girl. You know that, right?
But...
You know that, right?
Right. Sure. How could I not get it with you insisting like that? What's up with that anyway? You don't have to be so adamant about it.
I don't want you to get the wrong idea about me, obviously. No one likes to be the bearer of bad news. You know what? I won't hold myself back anymore. What's going on? Are you sure everything's okay?
Thank you, but I assure you everything's fine.
Don't say that. Now that I told you the truth, you should open up about it too. I'll give it to you straight this time. Not only did I see him with a woman, it was also 8:30 in the morning. The woman did not look like she was with him on business.
Oh, so that's what this was about.
Are you okay with this?
Okay with what?
I don't know. With the implication of whatever I saw, I guess.
Hey, didn't something like this happen before?
Something like this? You mean me telling you about someone?
Yeah, I just remembered. Something like this definitely happened before while we were still in high school.
Wait, I remember. It was when you first started dating Jacob, wasn't it? The tall, dark, and super good-looking bad boy.
Yeah, it was that time. You sure remember him well.
Yeah, well, we went to school together for 4 years, didn't we? Besides, he was a hunk. But looks don't mean a thing when he turned out to be a total womanizer. Even when I caught him red-handed, he wouldn't admit what he did behind your back. Maybe it's just my fate to constantly protect you from bad men.
You have a point. He wouldn't admit to anything, even when put on the spot in front of me. You'd think he was innocent.
That loser just didn't know when to give up. Too bad being a good actor won't get him past me. I've got a sixth sense, in case you didn't know. Besides, there's no way I could have been wrong since I saw him with my own eyes.
True. Well, I just happened to be going to see my boyfriend today anyway, so maybe I'll ask him about what he was doing this morning.
Really? You're going to ask him that? That kind of gives me a little anxiety. Don't you dare tell him I said anything, okay?
Why not? Don't I have to tell him where I'm coming from with the accusation?
Because it's just going to be so awkward. I always thought the two of you looked so good together. That's why I introduced him to you in the first place. But I've known him for a while, and I don't want him to hate me for exposing him.
Really?
Yes, really! Anyway, I almost couldn't believe my eyes when I saw him like that this morning. Here I was, thinking the two of you were probably going to get married soon, you know?
Funny you should say that. I actually am engaged. I haven't told anyone yet, but yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah. That's why I think I should definitely get anything weird sorted out as soon as possible. I don't want any drama before the wedding.
Yeah, that's definitely for the best.
Oh, no, look at the time. I have to get ready to leave now if I want to make it to my date.
Oh, sorry about that. I ended up taking too much of your time with distressing news right before your date. I hope it doesn't ruin the romantic mood between you two later. I've talked too much. Sorry. I'll text you later, okay?
Okay.
Wait a moment.
What is it?
Don't immediately start releasing all hell on him. Got it?
Thank you. We'll see how it goes first.
Also, one more thing. Make sure to never mention I said anything. I mean it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Emily. So, how was it? It's been a week already. Don't keep a girl hanging like this.
Hi, Mindy. How was what?
You asked your fiancé about what he was doing with that woman, right? Tell me how it went. How did he respond?
Oh, that. I almost forgot about that. Well, let's just say I ended up not mentioning it to him.
What? Why not?
He was pretty tired that day and immediately fell asleep after reaching his house. I just thought it would be better to let him rest. But after talking to him that day, I really think he might have just seen something else, though. He didn't give off any bad signals.
Wait, you mean to say you went to his house after your date? Without a doubt, he's definitely playing you. Isn't that even more suspicious? After a romantic date, you went out of your way to go to his house, but he fell asleep while you were there.
What's wrong with that? He was just tired.
Don't you think the reason he was so tired to begin with was because he was out till morning the night before? And with another woman! Who knows how long he had been with her? They could have been screwing all night.
Maybe you're just thinking too much. I really don't think that's the case.
Then are you trying to say I lied to you?
I never said that.
But you're implying it.
You're never going to let this go, are you?
That's because I clearly said I saw him with another woman.
And I'm telling you that you saw wrong.
Impossible! I even went and said hi to him. So it's impossible for me to be wrong.
I thought you said you didn't go up to him.
That's besides the point. Just go ask him already. It was 100% Marshall.
Hey, Mindy. You said I can't tell him that you were the one who told me about it, right?
Exactly.
But that's impossible, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Just ask him if he went anywhere that morning. If his response is that he didn't, or that he was alone, then you've gotten your answer.
I don't follow.
Because he's obviously lying. Any denial of going anywhere that morning is 100% a lie.
You're really pushing this whole scenario. First, you say you never spoke to him, and now you say you went up and greeted him. Even if it's true that he was walking with a woman, he could have just gone to see a friend of his, you know? And that friend just happened to be a woman.
Even so, how are you okay with that? Why would he go meet another woman so early in the morning and on the same day he's going to meet up with you? Come on. You have to admit, that's just ridiculous.
Well, there's certainly something ridiculous about the situation, but I'm not sure it's Marshall.
Really, Emily?
Okay, fine, I got it. I don't want to argue with you. I'll ask him today. Happy?
Absolutely delighted. You made a great choice. I wish you luck.
Answer the phone. I have something to ask you. Why aren't you answering, Mindy? I know you're there.
What's gotten you so hard-pressed?
It was you, wasn't it? You were the one out with Marshall that morning. He was out cheating with you.
What? Where did you get that idea? Don't tell me. Did Marshall admit that?
Why would you ask something like that?
I was just wondering about it. Anyway, of course it wasn't me. I would never cheat. Besides, he's your fiancé, and I'm not a fan of taken men.
Marshall told me the truth. He said that the person he was with that morning was you, Mindy. He admitted to being with you all night as well.
I don't know anything about that. Are you sure he said my name? I'm sure it must have been Mandy instead. I know a Mandy.
What kind of stupid game are you trying to pull here? You're the one that just asked me if he admitted to it, didn't you? It couldn't be all the more obvious. Just tell me the truth.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. How about you not include me in the hot mess between you two? I was kind enough to tell you that I caught him cheating, and now you're backstabbing me with these crazy accusations?
Backstabbing? How am I the one backstabbing?
You must have mentioned me to him, didn't you? You told him I was the one who caught him. Isn't this just some makeshift excuse you're using to hide it from me? Don't try to gaslight me.
Answer my call. Did you think that kind of weak crap would actually work on me? Answer and tell it to me straight.
Ooh, scary. Enough. I don't have time to be involved in some lover's quarrel. This whole fiasco is a waste of my precious time.
Regardless, you started this whole situation, so you will talk it out with me. Both you and Marshall will. Together.
What the heck? That's not happening. Get it through your thick skull, Emily. It wasn't me. I have nothing more to discuss with you.
This isn't just about you, Mindy. Marshall had no reason to give such a ridiculous lie either. At least try to create a believable story. Make things make sense.
I didn't need to create a story because, like I said, I don't know anything. Go back and ask him to explain since you think he has all the answers. Seriously, stop trying to involve me.
Hey, I'm getting married the day after tomorrow.
What? Why hadn't I heard about this?
I only planned a small ceremony with family members. I haven't told many people about it. That's why before then, I want to clear any mishaps or misunderstandings.
Are you serious? Am I not considered your close friend? I figured after you told me about your engagement, you'd sooner or later invite me to the wedding. Whatever. Whatever he said about me is not true. You're not involving me in the wedding, so don't involve me in any more of your drama.
Why are you so bent on denying it when I know the truth already?
Ugh! Enough! I don't have time to be wasting my breath with such a boorish conversation.
Excuse me?
I said I'm no longer having this conversation.
Wait a minute. This isn't over yet. I'm not done with you.
I heard you broke up. Not to mention, just 2 days before the wedding. My deepest condolences.
What?
Meanwhile, it seems like he even already bought a new house, and you won't get any part of it. What are you gonna do now?
Why is that funny to you? Aren't I your close friend? And how do you know that?
How? I don't know. Intuition, maybe?
You heard that from Marshall, didn't you?
Ugh. I told you, Emily. It wasn't me. It wasn't. It wasn't me. It wasn't, it wasn't, it wasn't. Do I need to repeat myself again? It was not me.
You're such a bad liar. Have you always been this insufferable?
Who knows? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. So you're going to continue pleading ignorance.
How many times do I have to keep repeating myself to you? I said I don't know what you're talking about.
Fine. Then let's just talk pretend for a minute.
What?
Let's just assume, for example, a friend of mine slept with my fiancé, then later texted me that she discovered him cheating. What sort of plot do you think she would be scheming?
What the hell? What the hell are you saying?
Just think of it as me asking you for advice and answer me. Since we're talking pretend here, aren't we?
Right. Okay. I'll humor you this one time. I'd say she did that because she doesn't want to be exposed as the person he's cheating with.
So what you actually mean is that she wants to be exposed as the person he's cheating with, right?
That might be right on the mark.
I see.
Well, that's enough of the weird questions. I've gotten bored now.
I'm not asking you because I want to either.
What? You feeling defeated already? Well, of course you would give up after realizing how wrong you were.
Is this that funny to you?
It sure is. It's not like it's happening to me. And this is no time for me to be sad. Knowing you just lost your marriage, your new house, and everything else that comes with it in a flash, who wouldn't laugh at that?
Of course. You would laugh if someone lost everything.
Huh?
Aren't you just laughing at your own future? You really are such a clown.
What? What the hell are you saying?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Or are you still basking in the superiority complex from thinking you stole my fiancé? Sorry to break it to you, but my beloved husband just finished making me lunch.
The hell? Are you crazy? Are you making fantasies in your head? You must have lost all the remaining screws you had after losing everything that made you happy.
What do you want?
Is your head okay? I was worried after you went all crazy from shock yesterday. Being the good friend that I am, I wanted to check up on you.
Crazy from shock? What shock?
The heck? Did you get amnesia or something? That's just sad. Maybe you should check into a mental hospital.
Are you sure you're not the one talking nonsense? Just trying to sweet-talk me into thinking you're still my close friend alone proves it. I have no idea what shock you're talking about.
Then let me remind you and open your eyes to reality. Your beloved groom, who is supposed to be by your side right now, is currently sleeping peacefully right next to me. We spent the entire night screwing like rabbits.
That's quite the joke. But my husband is clearly with me right now.
Huh? Seriously, are you okay? Don't tell me you had a mental breakdown and became delusional because of me. You better not sue me for that.
Mental breakdown? Who? Me?
Ugh. What the heck is going on here? You're even sending me smileys. I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't mean to steal your fiancé, you know. It's your own fault for not telling anyone that you were getting married. He and I just clicked that I couldn't hold myself back. I just needed to have him. After getting a little serious, it's not my fault he chose me over you. I guess I'm just better than you at keeping him enticed. I have to admit, now I'm kind of feeling sorry for you.
You can keep on trying to antagonize me, Mindy. But I broke up with Marshall years ago, you know.
What?
You suddenly mentioned Marshall being my boyfriend in the middle of your allegation before. That was when I realized you had probably gotten things mixed up. But I didn't bother to correct you because I didn't feel like arguing about it. Sorry about that.
What? You're kidding me, right?
Nope. In fact, our class had a reunion recently. I met it with my ex, Jacob, at the time, and that's when he told me all about how you were during our high school days. He assured me that he had never met up with or seen you outside of school. You weren't in the picture this time, so I could hear him out properly without you meddling.
Reunion? I never heard about any reunion happening. What's with the weird lies? Stop making excuses for meeting your ex. Why else would you meet up with an ex if not for something promiscuous?
Oh, well, I guess calling it a reunion is a bit of a stretch. It was mostly a few close friends hanging out together again. Some were from our class, some weren't.
Huh?
You may not know most of them, but all of them certainly knew you. We shared a bunch of old high school stories and you came up more than a few times. Everyone came to the same conclusion, that you were 100% a homewrecker.
What? Me? A homewrecker? Nah. Stop it with the made-up stories.
Homewrecker, harlot, floozy, trollop, wench, or a hoe. Whatever you want to call it. Everyone said you went around telling girls that you saw their boyfriends out cheating with another woman. That's when I found out you were lying about the whole cheating accusation against Jacob. You made me believe my high school boyfriend was meeting other women behind my back because you were jealous of me.
What the hell? There's no way I lied.
You yourself admitted that you could never forget such a good-looking man. Tall, dark, bad boy energy. Isn't that what you said? After everything, how could I believe you weren't after him all along?
I clearly told you I saw him cheating with my own eyes. I was just being nice enough to tell you.
This was the first time for me to see these people in almost 10 years. No one batted an eye at stories about secret flings and gossip from way back getting out now. Everyone was hyped because we could laugh about it.
What does that have to do with me? You know I had no drama or beef during high school.
Do I, though? Apparently, you were famous amongst the boys because of your flirty behavior. You would aim for any boy that was in a relationship and try to flirt to see if you could tempt them into submitting to you. Unsurprisingly, there were no such rumors about you between the girls, or else you would have been known as everyone's #1 enemy. It's true, isn't it? You would secretly mess around with people's boyfriends. I can't believe how good you were at hiding it this whole time. So you would pretend to be the hero just to not get caught. Is that right?
Of course not! What is this load of bull? And even if it was true, isn't it the boys that are wrong for coming on to me even while in a relationship?
Deflect as much as you'd like. At this point, it no longer matters. Knowing what I knew, I just let you continue to think that Marshall was my boyfriend and it ended up being a great plan. I had the thought to let it slide a few times, but you were the one that kept insisting I do something about it. Let's just say you were the one constantly digging your own grave.
Then what about the wedding? You lied about getting married just for this whole plan of yours?
No, I never lied about getting married. That uses up too much of my valuable energy. I did get married the day I said I would. Only I was never engaged to Marshall in the first place. That was some information I didn't bother clearing up with you, of course. I initially thought my actual fiancé was doing some last-minute wedding preparations with the wedding planner at the time when you accused him that day. Of course, this was before I found out you got the wrong guy.
What? You married some other schmuck? I bet he's some average nerd you pulled off the street.
After knowing my dating history, do you really think so?
Ugh, whatever. Then what about the new house?
Who did you even hear that from?
What? From Marshall, of course.
Well, I don't know about him, but I never bought a new house. I'm not particularly looking for one either, since I live with my average nerd husband in his city villa.
City villa?
Are you in shock now? I hope you don't have a mental breakdown from my next news. So, about your cheating allegation in the beginning. While I did ask Marshall about your accusation, I actually asked Sydney, Marshall's wife, about his whereabouts first. This was just in case it turned out to be her. As for the new house, I'm not sure I recall if she ever mentioned it.
Huh? Hold up. Wife? What are you talking about?
Well, let me give it to you straight, Mindy. Years ago, when Marshall and I were actually still dating, I discovered that he was cheating on me with a younger woman. And that bastard ended up getting her pregnant. So, to take responsibility for his new kid, he manned up and the two of them got married instead. I didn't feel like fighting for that two-timer anyway.
He's married? And has a kid?
Yeah. I'm on pretty good terms with his wife now, actually. I didn't plan on being nosy, but like I said, with your adamant persistence, I ended up asking her about Marshall's whereabouts that morning. That's when she told me he was supposed to be on a business trip.
What?
So she asked me a favor to get to the bottom of it. I didn't mind, so I immediately called him up about it. But instead of being vague, I directly accused him of lying about being on a business trip and out fooling around with you.
You! Why would you do that?
And like an idiot, he instantly gave himself away. You should have seen the look of horror on his face. And without even trying to hide it, he blurted out everything to me. Needless to say, I informed his wife all about it afterward.
That idiot? So you mean…
Yes, I told you already. I knew everything. Your fake act of ignorance was just obnoxious to watch every time. Anyway, Marshall's flirtatious habits were not news to me. Even Sydney seemed pretty fed up with it. Honestly, I can't say I wasn't almost done with him either before finding out he was cheating on me. But she dated him without knowing of my existence, so I never blamed her for anything. As comrades in arms, the two of us could easily get along with each other, even after it all. Thank God, too, because I didn't want to deal with all the drama. After all, even then, it was obviously 100% his fault.
Wait, so you're telling me that when he said he broke up with someone, he meant he left his wife?
Who else? You know, although Marshall is a bad actor, he's somehow so good at cheating that even when he seems suspicious, he won't give you any signs. Sydney really had a hard time figuring it out. That's why after revealing it to her, I gave her all of your information as well. She has to thank you for that.
What the hell? How could you do that?
You're after her husband, aren't you? Why else would I give it to her? Anyway, thanks to you, she decided to divorce him.
Wait, if the divorce goes through, then what about the new house? Wouldn't that make it mine then?
How am I supposed to know that? I'm not his wife. Isn't he right next to you? Why don't you ask that idiot instead?
How can I? Asking that would send him so many bad signals. I didn't even know he was married. I'm obviously not at fault here.
But you did sleep with him while thinking he was my boyfriend. You yourself said that if you were serious, you could easily snatch him away from me. That alone makes you guilty enough.
No, I don't accept that logic. You know what? After giving it some thought, everything is actually fine.
Oh? That's a sudden change of pace. What makes you think that?
All this detective work you did just proves that I didn't know he was married, so I'm not liable for anything. Originally, I was thinking that if I snatched someone's husband, the wife would probably come after me. Obviously, I didn't want that. So if I got the two of you to break up, you would never find out it was me, and nothing bad would happen to me.
So that was the reason. You really have no tact.
Who cares? He's in my bed now. I met him by chance around half a year ago while at a club in Las Vegas. It was definitely fate.
Of course Marshall was out clubbing all the way in Vegas. What a tool.
No matter what you say about him, it was all for this very moment. Ever since I introduced him to you, I always felt attracted to him. And he told me that he felt exactly the same about me. To think he finally became mine after all this time.
You get that he's a married man, right?
As long as I say I didn't know, I will have no issues coming to me. To be with the man of my dreams, get a new house with no consequences. I'm the luckiest woman alive!
So the man of your dreams happens to be a philandering man whore who needs to continue paying child support for the next decade or so. Seems like a great guy. If only it was as easy as you make it out to be.
Huh? This has nothing to do with you anymore, so stay out of my business. And don't you dare contact Marshall ever again. I don't need an annoying ex poking around my boo.
Ew, don't worry, I won't. Since we're obviously not anything close to being friends at this point, you don't have to bother contacting me ever again either.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Anyway, they should be arriving about now. I wish you luck.
What are you talking about?
Who knows?
What? Hey, wait. A lot of people just appeared in my driveway. What's going on? I know you're in on this.
Oh, that's just Marshall's soon-to-be ex-wife and in-laws. I hope you made enough breakfast for everyone. As for why they're gracing your home with their presence, I'll come clean. After you confessed to stealing her husband, I immediately texted her that the two of you were together right now. She and her parents straight away headed your way after I gave them your address.
What?
I said I'll leave it to her.
Anyway, I'm going to go back to bed with my wonderful hubby. All the best, Mindy.
It turned out that it wasn't only Sydney's parents that showed up at Mindy's house, but also Marshall's parents. Both sides highly disapproved of the cheating couple and came to interrogate the two while still in the act. After finally coming clean about the whole affair, he suddenly dropped to his knees and begged to be forgiven. Mindy watched in stupefaction as the man she thought she snatched pleaded for his wife to take him back. While I don't know if Marshall and his wife ended up getting back together, I do know that Mindy was on the verge of having a mental breakdown. It was all the gossip between our acquaintances. Well, all I can say is, you reap what you sow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.